The climate is changing. Fires are and will continue to impact our communities and ecosystems. We must focus on developing a community of resources working to reduce risk together. With this in mind, the U.S. Forest Service developed CMAT in 2014 as an agent of change. My name is Jen Haas. I'm a wildfire preparedness coordinator in Western North Carolina. I work with a nonprofit called Mountain Valleys RC&D working on natural resource conservation projects. I am currently a CMAT lead trainee.
Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Bruno. I'm the Chief Operations Officer with Coalitions and Collaboratives Incorporated, a national nonprofit based out of the wonderful state of Colorado. I've had the opportunity to work with the Community Mitigation Assistance Team since day one. The Community Mitigation Assistance Team is comprised of subject matter experts with a deep understanding, experience, and background in mitigation programs. CMAT works closely with the community to address root causes to mitigation, barriers, and to develop a plan that empowers people to work together.
We are not cheerleaders. We are not ordered by a community to point out everything they're doing correctly. We are requested to take a deep dive into a community's mitigation efforts and offer critical feedback to encourage collaboration and best practices.
CMAT guides communities using a no-nonsense approach. We use guiding principles as a lens which we look through while lending a hand. CMAT's approach is simple. Work with a community to identify barriers and develop solutions. The following guiding principles help us do just that.
Wildfire mitigation is not a cookie-cutter effort. One size does not fit all. What you do in Madison County, North Carolina is not what you do in Teller County, Colorado. You cannot just copy and paste your strategies from one community to the next. You'll need to adjust mitigation strategies according to community, demographics, values, terrain, and wildfire hazards. A community's needs are unique, just like a thumbprint.
Remember, this is not just about you. When working with your community, your experiences and knowledge are not everything. You've dug the line, chipped the trees, and hardened the homes, but the residents' voices, the motives, the experiences are really what's most important. Do me a favor, shut up and listen. When meeting with residents, open your ears to understand motives, barriers, and opportunities. Take the time to really hear what someone is saying. Develop mitigation solutions based on what residents are saying they want or need.
Messaging through emails, advertisements, and newspaper campaigns is not the same as engaging with the community. Messaging should not be used in lieu of face-to-face communication. The number of clicks on your website does not translate to the number of residents taking action. Engagement is a two-way process. Face-to-face communication is more effective than just handing someone a flyer. You need to make a connection with a resident in order for them to take a mitigation action. Engagement is an arrangement, not an exchange.
Mitigation work must not be done alone. The challenge is far too great for even the most stellar mitigation specialist. Depending upon one funder, one grant, one organization will never create a robust strategic program or an adapted community. Work together like your life depends upon it. Build partnerships to work collaboratively across boundaries and jurisdictions. Ask yourself who is missing and why are they missing. Leverage resources. Bundle funding from various sources. Share equipment.
Stop wasting time. Mitigation should not be formed randomly like throwing spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks. Just because you're doing a presentation at a library every week does not mean people will be led to mitigate. Think strategically, act tactfully, focus on evident risk and high exposure, and get to work. Focus on outcomes over outputs. If practices do not lead to community wildfire risk reduction, eliminate that investment.
You may have noticed that participation in your cost share program is waning. You may have noticed that your chipper rarely chips or that the paint is blindingly bright. Do not keep doing what you have always done and expect a different outcome. Instead, stop doing it if it isn't working. Just because it worked last year or it works for the department the next county over does not mean it will work for you. Make sure you're nimble, flexible, and that you can adapt. Allow your mitigation programs to be strategic, selective, and focused.
Using these principles, CMAT works with your community to identify and address your barriers to mitigation. However, the work of CMAT is just the beginning. The community then has the responsibility to act, to take guidance from CMAT, and move it to the ground.
Like this talk, we have little time. Your community, your friends, family, and the lands that surround you depend upon your commitment to act. I believe we can confront the challenges and that we can make positive, meaningful change, but we can't do this alone. To request a team or learn more, please contact us now.